Okay, hey, let's get going. It is like a minute after 12, so thank you for all being timely. I have a few things to share with you. I kind of titled today, Fail Forward Fast, and I also mentioned that I want to give you an update on the free plus shipping funnel and what that looks like. I'm actually going to share my screen and show you numbers from the last 30 days of that, and that ties in directly with the whole Fail Forward Fast theme, if you will. So good to see you all. Obviously, it's all being recorded. It'll be in the membership area if you miss any part of it or need to jump off. As always, any questions that you have, put them in the chat box so that I can answer those. Those will be questions not just about the topic that I'm sharing, but it could be questions about anything that that you have questions or are wondering about. Okay, so that hopefully. And I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. So bear with me and let's go ahead and share. Great, so all of you should see my screen. By the way, do me a favor and just type in the chat box that you can see me okay, you can hear me okay. You should be able to see my screen as well. So do me a favor and just do that now so that, thank you, Christy. Always count on Christy. Awesome. So Kisha, looking great. Thank you, Pete, loud and clear. Love it. Okay, so this is the sales from the last 30 days of our free plus shipping funnel, which you have seen. Many of you have maybe have even become a client because of. And I want to share with you some details, and I'm going to give you kind of all the good, the bad. There's not much ugly, but there is some challenging. But I'm going to share with you all that and then kind of the fail forward fast stuff. So this is from December 15th to today, January 15th. We've sold about 1,150 books through the free plus shipping funnel. By the way, on Amazon, the book continues to sell. I think last month I did like, $600 or $700 in royalties from it. So that's better than a sharp stick in the eye. I have it priced high, reasonably so. I have it priced at $24.95 on Amazon, and I just raised the Kindle version to, I think, $11.95, and I'm actually going to raise that again, and I'll share with you why I'm going to raise that. So that's still all happening, but that's not what I'm interested in, right? What I'm interested in is bringing people into my world because we do high-ticket services, as most of you know. We want to do your ghostwriting if you need your book done. We want to do your publishing. We want to do your book launch. We want to do your media and PR. We want you to join the mastermind later. We want to continue helping you to be successful and for you to be a happy client of bestseller publishing. Ideally, we want more than just the $7.95 free plus shipping. However, we know that most people that come into our world that go onto my email list, the 60,000 plus on my email list, will never be a high ticket, someone paying us $30,000 or even $50,000 or even $10,000. But there'll be somebody that comes in, learns, etc. So we want to give as much as we can value. But obviously, our business model is to serve clients at the absolute highest level. So 1,150 people came in through the book funnel and at least paid us $7.95 to have the book shipped out to them. Now, I had asked Steve to do some math and some numbers. We have another roughly 300 that took the first or second bump on the page. If you don't know what that is, go through the book funnel. But the bumps are the $37 Kickstarter or the $37 workbook. From there, OTO number one or one-time offer number one is for the audio version of the book and 6 videos. You can see just under 15% took that. So I've made an additional $8,000 from people taking the audio version of the book and videos. And then the coaching upgrade, which some of you may be a part of BSPU and took the coaching upgrade, which is $297. That's the opportunity to be on these calls. And also to get the archives for the last 2.5 years. And that's about 3% or another $5,200. Now I'm going to make some adjustments to this and I'm going to do some different things, but basically $37,264.50 in the last 30 days. Now, besides that, I just mentioned to you what we're really doing. Christy's asking about the audio version, $47, Christy. But it's not just the audio version, it's also the 6-video course that I give them. So it's both of those things combined for $47. Anyway, what we're really doing is we're generating leads. We generated in the last 30 days 1,150 buyers, okay? People that, now we've generated 4,500 opt-ins. We got at least their email address, 4,500 people in the last 30 days. But the real people that we want to speak to are these 1,150 people that pulled out their wallet, opened up their wallet, pulled their credit card out, and then put the digits in and bought something from us. So 1,150 people bought something from us, raised their hand and said, hey, I really want, you know, this book. I really want to publish. I really want to promote. I really want to profit, right? They got this sent to them. Of those, in the last 30 days, we've done $268,000 in high ticket sales in the free plus shipping funnel. So that totals, now that doesn't include our other advertising campaigns. It doesn't include referrals. It doesn't include AdWords. It doesn't include call-ins. We get a good number of people that just call in because they see our advertising and marketing around. But just from this, okay, just from what you're looking at, these 1,150 people that bought the book, we received an additional $268,000 in sales for a total of $305,264. Now, here's what you need to understand from this. I have spent, this is my AdWords, not AdWords, but Facebook back office. I have spent in the last 30 days, you can see the dates on there, December 15th through January 15th, same dates that coincide with this right here. I have spent $41,543 on just Facebook marketing. That doesn't include other stuff that I'm doing like AdWords, which I've been testing and has been nice and profitable for us. Now, why is that important? So if someone came along and said to you, hey, Rob, if you give me $41,543, I'm going to give you $305,000 in return, but I want the $41,500 up front. You know, I don't know what I'd say to that, right? I mean, I'd have a little trepidation, right? I'd be like, I got to write a check for $41,000. That's a scary number, right? Because there's no promise or guarantee that I'm going to get the $305,264 in return. Here's the thing, though. This was not a check that I wrote, right, in one moment. This was what I was paying on a daily basis while sales were coming in. So here's what it actually looked like. I'm going to give you these numbers. On a daily basis, I spent $1,384, right? That's this number divided by 30 days. I spent $1,384 a day. By the way, forget the numbers, and you may say, I would never spend that much a day. I understand. Forget that for a moment. But every single day, immediately, for spending that, I made $1,242. So the delta, the difference is only $142 a day between this number and this number. That's the power of a free plus shipping funnel. Now, obviously, and in fact, lately, we've begun to scale things up. In fact, on Saturday, we did over $4,000 that day alone in book sales and only spent about $2,400. So we profited $1,600 on Saturday and generated like 70 book buyers on that day. So we're still balancing things and figuring it out. Ultimately, I don't want to be spending $142 a day. Ultimately, I want to be making money every day while also attracting high quality leads that become done for you clients. Okay. So I don't know if you wrote all those numbers down. It doesn't matter. I just want you to understand there's fear in the big numbers. But if every single day I have an opportunity to give $100 to Facebook, which is the difference between what I'm earning and what I'm spending, and I'm getting high quality leads that are then converting into people that are writing really big checks to me, checks for $10,000, $15,000, $30,000 and beyond, then that makes it very, very worthwhile. So that's why the whole, free plus shipping into a high ticket offer works so beautifully and so well. Okay. So that's 1,150 people that actually have my book or will have my book sitting on their desk or sitting on their bookshelf. And of that, only about 12, 13, 14 wrote me really big checks, right? Because the checks are big, you can get to $268,000 in sales with just 10, 12, 13 new clients that come on. So that's the power in having a high ticket offer and using this kind of free plus shipping funnel to find the most highly qualified people. Okay, so that's number one. And I know you're asking some questions, which is great. I'm going to get to your questions. But that's number one, an update on the high ticket funnel and how it's working for us. And we're making some adjustments because I think it can work even better. But what we've done and where the fail forward fast thing comes in is, as I mentioned, we ramped up traffic in the last week or so and spent as much as $2,400 in a day, got $4,000 in sales. But we just found out this week, at the beginning of the week, Monday, that we're out of books with our fulfillment company. We have 2,000 books on order with Amazon that Amazon is now telling us, because we've been ordering so many books from them, that Amazon is telling us we're like 2 to 4 weeks back ordered. So even though we've already paid Amazon for 2,000 books, which is somewhere in the range of $6,000, right? Plus what the shipping is, which might be another $1,000 or so. We have right now clients, we've had to spend way less money on traffic because we don't want to shut this campaign off, but we've had to spend way less money because now we are stuck with Amazon being the bottleneck for us. They can't print enough books fast enough. So there are two things that we've done that could be like this. It could mean the best thing for us or not. And we'll see. I'll report on that in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks as we sort all this out. This is part of the failing forward fast, right? So in one sense, we've kind of failed. We have this offer that's working like gangbusters. It's working beautifully. It's making us, a very large amount of money with very little expenditure out of our pocket when you consider the money that's coming in every single day to us. But now we're stuck because we can't fulfill. We have 2,000 books on back order with Amazon. So what do you do? Well, there's two things that we're doing. Number one is we're going to China. We're looking at China to mass produce books for us, which my understanding is, I've never done that before, but my understanding is if you go to the right production facility, and obviously that's going to be something that I'm doing research on, and I'll pass all that information on to you. If you go to the right to the right production facility, and you get really high quality product, and you can get it at a fraction of what you're paying Amazon for print on demand. So my understanding is, instead of printing books at $3 a piece, I can actually potentially print my books at 50 cents to $1 a piece. So now 1,150 books won't cost me $3 to print, which is 3,300. It might only cost $1 to print, which puts another 2,000 bucks into my pocket and allows me to have 1,000 books printed and shipped, 10,000 or 20,000 books printed and shipped, instead of Amazon caps you at only allowing 999 books at one time to be printed and shipped. So now I can do a lot more with the production facility. That's number one. Number two, which I'm even a lot more excited about, is we are changing our funnel, and we're doing this out of necessity because we still want to keep spending the amount of money we're spending and get these high quality leads. So we're changing our funnel, and instead of offering the physical version of the book, right, this shipped, which has, there's a lot of moving parts of that. There's a fulfillment company, there's Amazon printing it and shipping it to the fulfillment company, there's it getting to, we're selling books in Africa, we're selling books in the Middle East, we're selling books all over the world. So instead of that, we're actually going to be offering the ebook version. We're going to do an entire digital funnel. And test it. Now, it may not work. People may say, why? I don't want the digital version of the book. We're going to be charging for it. In fact, I'm going to keep the price exactly the same, $7.95. Whereas in the past, I was printing and shipping this, which cost me about $7.95, and I was doing it for $7.95. I'm actually going to be running this funnel without shipping anything to anybody and still charging them the exact same amount of money. Now, I don't know if that's going to work or not. This is part of the fail forward fast thing. But one of the reasons that I'm wearing my uniform today is because we're shooting new video. I have to shoot new video because in the sales video for my funnel, I was selling the physical version of the book. I was telling people, we're going to ship this to you, right? So now I have to create an entirely new video that basically says, hey, this is the ebook that you're getting. And I have to come up with compelling reasons why they should immediately pay me $7.95 for the digital version of the book, plus all the other things that we're going to try to sell them as well. Now, will that work? I don't know. It is cheaper than I'm selling it for on Amazon. The digital version of the book I'm selling for $11.95. I'm probably going to raise that even to $15.95 so people see that, okay, I can still get it cheaper from Rob directly than I can from Amazon, which hopefully compels people to come to me instead of going to Amazon to do it. So we're going to see what happens, and I'm going to report back to you. I've been told that if I reduce the price of the digital book all the way to $1.99, then that would work just as well or maybe even better than the physical version of the book. But I don't know that. I actually want to start higher, right? I want to start with a higher price. I want to test it because I'm looking to get as many leads as I got before. And if I can do that without shipping a physical book, hey, I would love to. So will it work? I don't know. We're going to fail forward fast. I'm shooting the video today. This funnel will be up and running by tomorrow, and we'll be running traffic to it right back again, with all of these traffic campaigns just like before, and testing, are people willing to buy it at the same or similar percentages as they were willing to do with the free plus shipping. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. That's both an update on the free plus shipping funnel. That's kind of the challenges we're facing. We have a funnel that's absolutely killing it, right? Crushing it. We're in essence spending $142 a day over 30 days. That's costing us maybe $4,000. And in the last 30 days, we've done over $305,000 in sales. And a lot of that is cash collected. Probably 200 to 220,000 of the 300 has been collected cash, right? So really, really good things with this funnel. Super happy with it. But then we hit a roadblock. We hit a snag. Amazon can't print them as fast as we need them. So we have to figure out a solution to that. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. I'm going to go to questions that you guys have. I'm going to answer your questions and anything else that you guys need. I am happy to answer for you. So looking great, Rob, all perfect. Photo changed. Christy, how much are you charging for the audio version? I think I already answered that. Paul says, Rob, what was the gross sales figure over that 30-day period? Never mind. Okay. Yeah, so I answered gross sales, $305,264 just from the free plus shipping funnel. Does not include referrals. We had several people that called in that became clients. We had AdWords people that became clients, but this is pure. It's just from the funnel that I showed you. It's just from people that came in that free plus shipping. Paul says, great job, Rob. Love your book and how you teach us how to make money with your book. Awesome. Good to at least not see you, Paul, but hear from you. Lavana says, print is cheaper in China, but shipping is more expensive. I do know that, but if I print maybe 10,000 copies or 20,000 copies, then hopefully that, we'll see, right? I don't have the answers on any of that, Lavana, but I think you're right. I think shipping will be more expensive, certainly than domestic shipping. Paul says, again, I wouldn't mind an introduction to your friends in Shanghai. When I get some friends there, I'm going to introduce them to you, I promise. But I am getting some help from some good buddies that do a lot out of China. Paul says, what do you figure the digital version cost you? One advantage, take the ebook on your smartphone or digital device. Really, it's going to cost us very little or next to nothing. There will be a slight cost because we'll have to, house the digital book in membership area and maybe use Amazon S3 for hosting and that kind of thing. But it's negligible. It's next to nothing. It's pennies. So the digital version is going to be, it's going to save us a ton, but that's only if people want it, right? I don't know if people will pay if people would rather pay $7.95 for this, and people will say, oh, I don't want to even pay $1.99 for the digital version of it. I don't know. We can only know by testing it. That's part of the fail forward fast part. Paul says, usually just the cost of producing it, then you don't have the physical fulfillment cost. Exactly. Isn't it good to start at $1.99 and say limited time offer before it goes up to $7.95? Yeah, but I don't want to do any like false scarcity plays or anything like that. I want to have this funnel that's working, because I'm not a products guy, like a digital products guy. I use my products to bring people into my world so that we can serve them at a higher level, right? That's the high ticket thing. I'm not just looking for the spread between, what it costs me to produce this book and what I'm earning from it. Ultimately, I'm looking to help people with it. And that means I need something that is evergreen, right? Something that's going to work today, tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now, or however long I stay in this business, which, I enjoy it and I expect I'll stay in for a long time. Christy says, we'll be really interested to see how the digital funnel works, as I'm planning a digital only funnel. It will be for me as well. It could be the best thing that happened to me, Christy, right? Finding out that, oh man, I'm 2,000 books behind now with Amazon, books that I've already purchased, but they're telling me they're going to take 2 to 4 weeks. The best thing that could have ever happened to me might be finding that out and now having to scramble, create new videos, change the funnel, change all the ads. I mean, there's a lot. I have a whole team that's helping me to make this whole transition so that it can be done fast in like 2 to 3 days, right? So it'll be very interesting, and I hope that that's going to work well. 10K a day, that's right. This funnel, in essence, produced 10K a day for me, just this funnel, when you consider both high ticket as well as the book itself. So right on, Paul. It's exactly right. Kisha, how long does the process take after the publishing is paid in full? I don't know if I completely understand your question there, Kisha. Are you asking how long it took to put this funnel together? Which you can see. I mean, I've been doing it since my book was published and launched, which is back in like August. So it's a constant growing and changing process when you're dealing with online marketing and advertising. I don't know if I answered your question, if that's what you mean, but if not, ask it a little bit different and I'll do my best to answer it. Jill says, which ads did better, video or not? Video has done a lot better for us than non-video. So we do a lot of video. I get a lot of hate on my ads. I mean, every single day, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. I'm taking off. I go on my phone. I have a special app on my phone for Facebook pages. That's what it looks like. It's that one right there. And I go on there. I go to my Facebook pages and I take nasty stuff off my ads. Here, let's see. Here's a new one. Someone commented on my ads. What'd they say? All right, doesn't look like anything. Someone just put their name in. That's cool. Or a name of a friend, which I love that. But the video tends to work a lot better. Paul says, sold an ebook for $15 the other day. Ooh, I like that. Well, hopefully I can sell a ton at $7.95. So I hope so, man. I want to report back really good news to you guys. Kisha says, how many copies are included in the first printing order? So it's print on demand, Kisha. So, it's however many you want. You're going to, with Bestseller Publishing, we're doing the publishing for you as a done-for-you client, which means that, you're going to print as many as you like and pay for the cost of that. Generally, it's about, as long as there aren't color photos inside, it's usually about $3 per book like this to print, so they do a beautiful job. And you can print 10 or 50 or 100 or none. Amazon will do all the print on demand as your book sells. Jill says, sweet. Jill says, tried targeting in other countries. It did not seem very productive. I am super pleasantly surprised and shocked. But when we opened up to worldwide, and I was showing my wife on Saturday, we did like 75 or 80 sales on Saturday. I think it was a total of 94 actually on Saturday for $4,000 in revenue on Saturday. And I was showing my wife, I was getting, I don't know what that is. That's like, what is that? 3 or 4 sales an hour. So I was getting sales like every few minutes And it was like Israel, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Mexico, Nairobi, Yugoslavia. It was all over the world. I mean, the worldwide stuff was selling way better than just the U.S. Now, I don't know what that means long term, meaning like, remember, I'm not just trying to sell books for $7.95 or $14.95 worldwide shipping. I'm trying to get those people to see that I'm the expert, I'm the authority in the space, and if they want my help with publishing, promoting, PR, media, all that stuff, ghostwriting, that I'm the one to come to. So ultimately, I don't want to just sell books to people in Israel or Yugoslavia. I want those people to become clients of mine and write larger checks for services. So I don't know what that's going to look like, right? That's part of the test of all this. It may be that U.S. clients, I have clients in 20 different countries, but most of them are in the North America, U.S. and Canada. So we'll see. That's part of the test as this happens. Kisha says there are a certain number of copies ordered when BSPU publishes the book. That depends on the agreement that you worked out. If we do a high ticket client like a $15,000 or $30,000 package, then we usually offer 20 books. But if we do a lower ticket, just publish only package, then typically we don't offer any books. So it just depends on what the agreement says there, Kisha. Jill says, so you target other countries. Don't try China, Jill says. Well, I think I am going to go to China, Jill, but I'm actually, this is like Q2 or Q3 or Q4. But I have some clients. I have one mastermind client in particular that is killing it, just killing it in China and Taiwan with her offer. And it has made me want to really look into maybe translating this into Mandarin, Cantonese, and putting it in front of the China market. So like I said, that's down the road, but I'm already thinking ahead to it. So printing is separate. Printing is always separate. Yes, I mean, you'll have to print your books. You'll pay dead cost for it, whatever Amazon charges. And, like I said, usually it's about $3. Paul says digital makes a lot more sense for worldwide distribution. It's a lot easier, right? But it only makes sense if it sells, right? If it doesn't sell, then it doesn't make any sense. Robert says, are these international book purchasers you mentioned purchasing books that you have to ship there? Yes. So we charge $14.95 for international shipping, $7.95 for domestic shipping. It cost me about $10. Excuse me. It cost me about $14 to $15, $10 to ship, and then $4 to $6 for the actual printing of the book and sending it to the fulfillment company and having them fulfill it. So that's why we charge more for international shipping than we do domestic shipping. But all those international buyers, which we had as many or more international as domestic, were paying $14.95 plus the upgrades. Jill says, for sure, I've had an international following, so thought I could serve people in other countries. Totally. Robert says, if you want to translate into Chinese, I can introduce you to someone who can translate your book into Chinese. Please do. Please, please, please do that. I have somebody that I've begun speaking to, but I don't know that they can really help me. And so if you have someone for sure, then please introduce me. I would love to get that. And that could be somebody that we could even partner with down the road if any of my clients, if any of you guys want to kind of replicate what we're doing. So please do that, Robert. Is this Robert McFarland, by the way? I'm not sure which Robert is, just Robert iPhone. Great questions. I hope this has been helpful to you. I mean, I'm kind of, for you guys, I open up like the whole thing. I show you my ads. I show you, what the book funnel is. I give you the real dollars, the real numbers, and all that stuff. Hey, Robert, how are you? I actually was working on your letter today. I have your letter right here. I'm doing some work on it. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show everybody your letter for a second. There it is. So I've actually been doing some work on it, and I'm trying to get it back to you. Robert's one of our mastermind clients, and I do some special things for our mastermind clients. So I'm doing some work on that, making some adjustments to you, and I'm going to send it back to you so you can start sending it out to your sphere of influence. So give me 24 hours on that, and I'll get it back to you. Paul says, if you can't reach an agreement with the Chinese, I have a printer distributor to recommend that would save you some money, both domestic. Dude, please send it to me, Paul. I would love to would love to know that. If you have somebody that can save me some money, print and distribution, that would be fantastic. I use a company for distribution now. Again, if the digital doesn't work, then I'm going back to this, right? And I'm just going to make sure that I buy enough, I print enough books, 5,000, 10,000 at a time, so as I don't fall into this problem again where I'm back order 2 to 4 weeks. So if I do have to go back to that, I use a company now called ShipZoom. They're in Boise. They're a company that Russell uses for everything. They're really good. Like, they ship the next day for me. And they're pretty inexpensive as far as what they charge me for the fulfillment end of it. But if you know somebody, the only thing that ShipZoom doesn't do is they don't print the books there. They can, but it's way more expensive than Amazon. So what I have to do is I have to have Amazon print them and then ship them to Boise, Idaho, ShipZoom, which costs me about, for every 500, it costs me about $1,773. So what is that? I should know, right? Because 1773 divided by 500. So $3.54, and that's printing and shipping. It's like $2.95 to print, but then it's an extra $60 per book for Amazon to ship them. So if I could save that shipping cost because they're printing locally, then that could potentially save some money. So companies in Michigan, you said, I send them the order, they print and ship it. Let me know if it's cheaper than what I'm doing with ShipZoom, then I'll use them. If, on the other hand, it's more expensive, then I'll recommend you use ShipZoom and save some money there. Kisha says, thank you so much, Rob. You have inspired my writing. I can't wait to save people. Love it, Kisha. Thank you for saying that. Paul says, great class, Rob. Thanks. Last word, what is the best way to learn about ClickFunnels? You know, best way is, number one, Russell's YouTube stuff is all free. And he does like Funnel Fridays and all this stuff. I would do that. I would also do a free trial. I'll put a link. Obviously, this is my affiliate link, but it believe it or not, it saves you money, either A, to do a free trial, or B, I have an affiliate link to a special offer that you can't get through ClickFunnels normal channels. It's authorfunnels.com is where you can get the free trial, 14-day trial, and then you can play around with it. If you want to buy it and you want like a longer thing, then there's another form that will save you some money that you can't get through ClickFunnels. And as a member of the Russell's Inner Circle, I can get it to you if you want. Awesome. Paul says thanks. So good. Guys, great to be with you as always. Good, I think, questions today, and hopefully it was a good class. Obviously, those of you that saw this and watched it or are watching it as a recording, then you'll know in the next couple of weeks, I'll start giving you some feedback on what my digital book is doing and what changes that we've made and how it has produced results or not. So I'm going to share all that stuff with you so that you guys can learn from me failing forward fast. Okay? You guys are great. Thanks for your trust in BSP, and talk to you next week.